Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We greet you with the love in our hearts, welcoming the love in your heart. I'm so excited to be here today because this is an energetic experience. The Magdalene frequencies, Magdalena Reiki. My guest today is a beautiful goddess who works with the earth energies and so the sacred sites on our planets and the history of earth. She is a true star seed here on a mission. Julia Weigert, thank you for being here. Hello.
Welcome. Thanks, Lauren. Hi. Hi, hi, everyone.
So we're going to learn about Magdalena Reiki and the feminine frequencies and the power of this. Before we get started, though, in your transmission, I just want to ask, how did this come to you? How was it revealed?
Oh, wow. That is such a big question to start with. So thank you. And actually, it's beautiful that you use that as the opening because I just the last episode on the podcast that I released, I did exactly about that because I was reflecting about how it actually came to me. And it's right that I did not find the path, but the path found me. And, I think it's one of these things where only retrospectively, like it drops in our conscious minds, like what we have been knowing or where we have been led all along, like all our lives. And for me, such as also for many women that I feel that are out there, the Magdalene consciousness, and whether it is Mary Magdalene or certain symbols or just in the form of, the flower of the rose, um, Mother Mary, it's a consciousness and a frequency that we are remembering, and it's speaking to us in many, many different ways. And so for me, it's been through symbols, but also just as everything is happening for me, it's mostly through landscape. And the first moment that I actually realized that when I was in one of my favorite places in Switzerland, it's called the Valley of the Light, and I came across a teeny tiny chapel that was dedicated to Anna, and I didn't know who Anna was at the time. And then I started researching, and she's the grandmother of Yeshua, of Jesus, and she's a very important figure in the lineage of light. And all that we are speaking for everybody who is maybe completely new to this, like we are speaking out of a religious context. So I just want you to remain open today and curious and just see what speaks to you.
Thank you for sharing that. All right, so we are going to settle in. Um, I'm going to step back then and let you present this master class so that everyone can experience it and feel it. And so we're reminded to do that. What is the best way for us to receive it? Should we be reclined? Should we just enjoy? Tell us and then start.
you know, if I always like to open up sacred space, which we're going to be doing in a minute. So if you just tune into your senses, because this is all about you receiving, and Magdalene Reiki and the path of the serpent healers is really becoming the sacred vessel and allowing ourselves, giving ourselves full permission to feel it all. So if you are a person that is more sense, like more auditory, then you can close your eyes and just listen. If you are a person that um, absorbs wisdom more also through writing, you can take a journal and just take some notes. So there is no right or wrong. I really want to encourage you to feel and listen what you need right now, and then go ahead and do that.
All right. So enjoy everyone and enjoy this beautiful experience and see what you notice. Thank you, Julia.
Yay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much. And as I said, I would love for us to open sacred space. So if you have some anointing oil, a candle, a smudging stick. Just bring that close, maybe even a crystal. But don't panic if you don't have anything right now. It's totally okay. All you need is really yourself. You are the tuning fork already. I just love also because it is in the Magdalene tradition to have some sacred oil to anoint myself, maybe at the forehead, the wrists, and bring in the beautiful energy of the earth and the rose as well. Okay, so for the beginning, I'm inviting you to close your eyes and really drop in with your body, using your breath as the anchor to become aware and to fully drop into that moment in time and space, wherever you are. 3 deep breaths, one into your belly, the next one into your heart, and one into your third eye, that oracular center of vision. And with each breath, feel how there is a flame in that energy center within yourself being ignited. That is the triple flame of love, the triple flame of the Magdalene, the triple flame of the serpent healers. And you are the guardian of that flame. You are the keeper of that sacred fire that is creation. And so wherever you are right now, I am inviting you to imagine, to envision, and to feel a rose golden lining that connects your belly, that connects your womb space like an umbilical cord, an etheric one, into the womb space of the heavens, where that great mother, that Sophia wisdom resides, that celestial portal where stars are being born, where you ultimately come from. And so let that etheric umbilical cord travel all the way up into that cosmic womb space. And maybe it is into a specific star nation, or maybe it is just plugging into the placenta of the Great Mother. And as you allow that connection to happen, feel a little energetic kickback, and from there, there is all the nourishment, the star fire, the knowing, the remembrance that your field, your body, your light body hold so much more than your physical mind can grasp and that you may have experienced so far. And so if it helps you seeing all that nourishment, that liquid starlight travel, maybe also feeling it through that umbilical cord from the Great Mother, and then all the way into your belly, into your sacral. And whether you have a womb space or you don't have a womb space anymore physically, it doesn't matter. You have and you hold that sacred and sacral template of creation. And allow these codes to fill you and to come into your body as you prepare yourself to become that sacred vessel again. And maybe you can already feel how there's a pulsing or energy moving in your body coming in. And I want you to really think that, and knowing that this is your volume. You do that in the sequencing and the volume that you choose, and that is comfortable for your body. So if at any point in time, anything that I say, anything that you sense, that you feel is uncomfortable, ask that the volume the energetic frequency is turned down if it's too much. And if it's too less for you, you can also ask it to be turned up. So staying in your sovereignty. And we're going to open up sacred space as we are plugged into the Great Mother, and we are connecting with all the four corners of the universe, with all the four directions, calling in all the elements and calling in the sacred archetypes and divine feminine energies of the East with Sarah Tamar and the dragon bearer, the element of air bringing new change and freshness, fresh insights, and the element of fire that is residing in the South, calling in all the serpentine beings and the dragons, bringing in the inner fire, the passion, the life force, and then traveling to the West with Mother Mary and the Queen, the earth energies, bringing everything to compost. As we journey to the North, calling in Mother Anna, Grandmother Anna the crone, and the element of water. And we are also calling in beloved Mary Magdalene, beloved Magdalene, radiant Sophia of rose wisdom. I carry your light within the chamber of my crown, within my heart, and within my womb space. May your love spiral through every fiber of my being, turning remembrance into action and wisdom into embodiment. Crowned in a rose gold and starfire light, I walk in sovereignty and compassion and divine grace. May your halo of remembrance shine through me, touching all hearts, guiding all paths, and awakening the sacred within every soul. I honor your presence, I receive your wisdom, and I am your vessel of love. Hail Magdalene, hail Sophia, bearers of the eternal starfire, queens of the heart and the crown. Feeling your feet both firmly on the ground and bringing the next breath all the way down to the soles of your feet as you connect in with Gaia and her ley lines, and then from there bringing the breath further down into the womb space of Gaia. And you can stay here in that space, or you may want to open your eyes again as we continue with a little bit of a sharing from my end, and then we have another short sequence of activation later on. So welcome also from my side. I want to talk a little bit about the return of the Magdalene Serpent Healers and why is that important at the time right now. So one of the things that I am realizing and that I have perceived and keep on perceiving is that so many women are hearing the call of the Magdalene, and you may know or become aware in the moment as we speak how that shows up in your own life. So think of how is maybe the rose path, how is the Magdalene consciousness or the divine feminine presence and essence making itself known to you right now. What I'm seeing is that so many women who have actually all their life been experiencing heightened energetic sensitivity are awakening to a greater truth, and who are like the energetic perception and the sensitivity really comes to a prominency in their life where they can no longer ignore it. And for many also, I feel it feels kind of scary because it is not necessarily something in our common world or common understanding that we knew how to hold that energy or how to actually perceive reality in a multidimensional way that it is being presented to us. And so what I see also often is that these senses, this perception, that is actually truly a gift or another layer of how we can see reality that is so needed at the time being, how that is shut off. The other thing that I'm also seeing is that within the time of like war, distortion, violence, that not only women, also men, but so many women are like waking up to this reality of like we must do something, but the doing is more in the being. And like how can we be another person? How can we be different? How can we heal and work through our own triggers so as to not bestow, and I'm going to say that, and it might be triggering, like war in our own families. And I've been there myself. Like I actually saw things playing out in my family where I caught myself and I'm like, whoa, Julia, this is how the ego projects war. Like, stop it right here. And also, we are in the Aquarian age, which is the Magdalene consciousness that with the story of Mary Magdalene, with Jesus, Yeshua, Mother Mary, like all of these avatars and divine beings that walked the earth 2,000 years ago, that have planted and seeded that consciousness back then for us to retrieve right now. And when we go back in many lineages, there was always that connection, or always that deeper knowing that, first of all, nothing is separate. So we are not separate from source. We are not separate beings. And what we see that is happening in so many like geopolitical situations right now is, and also like within our own bodies, it's a separation from love. It's a separation from source. It's a separation from our body. It's a separation from our clair senses, that are light body technology that was given to us to be able to navigate life, navigate Earth, that is a lot denser than in other realms, but in a different context. And so I came across, I've been on the Magdalene path for quite a while, and I've also been an energy practitioner in a lot of different Reiki modalities. And my experience, I know that my experience might also be your experience, but it's definitely the experience of many women that I've talked to, because what happened to me was that I trained the first energy healing modality that I trained in was Yusu Reiki. And it wasn't, you always, you are in a framework, you're always in a lineage when you work with different energy healing modalities. And it opened a channel for me, most definitely. I've been working with it for many years, but there was always that voice in the back of my head that was like, you're not doing it right, like you're not applying the symbols in the right way, like you can't recall them, and is this really, does this really work, what I'm doing? Is this really true? And it wasn't my lineage. It wasn't my context. And I'm not saying, of course, that this has to be for everyone, but the reason why I became so passionate about Magdalene Reiki is because when I discovered that there is something as Magdalene Reiki, it hit home for me. That was my full permission state to like go all in with everything that I had accumulated, with everything that I had modified and like turned it into my own modality, and was, just like intuitively going about supporting the people in the way that I did, because of Magdalene Reiki is a lineage. It goes into the rose line. But what I personally feel, it is really a full permission state to use all the clairs that are already open, and to develop new clairs, not to shut them down, but to really embrace them as conscious light body technology to perceive, but to also, to perceive energy more clearly, to stabilize frequency within your own nervous system and also within people that come to you or a field that you work with, and transmit this healing simply through presence. So it's an intelligence that we access and that these divine beings of the Magdalene lineage were holding all along. And you may know this. Magdalene is not a name. It is, but it also is a title. And it means many things, but the title that I love most is, it means watchtower. And when we look around, I mean, because we are not, separate, we can't shut off ourselves anymore from what is happening collectively, like the chaos, the war, the destruction that we are going through on so many levels. It's just simply not possible. But what we also don't want is that we get overwhelmed by that as the world goes through that collective purging, because we need people and we need women who are able to stabilize the field simply through being, by holding the frequency. And if we go back to ancient civilizations, such as the ancient Egyptians, for example, but also the Roman Empire, also the Greeks, they were all basically running on feminine intelligence, on the creational power of physical womb spaces, being able to hold the template of creation and also dreaming and dream weaving a new reality into place. And so what I've seen, what I've learned when I walked the Egyptian temples is that very often we see a queen standing behind the pharaoh. And most commonly it's like, oh, okay, like he's the ruler, so of course he's in the front and she's standing behind him. But this is nothing to do with inferiority. It is actually that many of the ancient queens were also initiated priestesses in the lineage of Isis, of Hathor, of the Magdalenes, so that they, with their activated light body, would stabilize the field of the pharaoh, of the king, of the ruler, so that he could in turn rule in sovereignty. And there's also, of course, a lot that we can say about the divine union, but I want to go more into like what the true role of the feminine right now is as these stabilizers of frequency. And that, of course, also goes back when I call them like Magdalene serpent healers. I mean, we all know the story of Eve and the serpent, and we all know the medical symbol of the staff with the Asclepius staff with the serpent coiling around the staff. And so the serpent has always been an ancient symbol for knowledge, for wisdom, for Kundalini rising, for energy, but also, of course, knowledge that needed to go underground in certain times. We are now at the threshold where this knowledge is coming back, and we are no longer have to go underground. That we can bring it up again. I think there is a question. I'm just going to read it. Does it matter if I've been attuned to any Reiki modality? I'm an energy healer attuned to other modalities, but just not Reiki. No, not at all. I'm going to go into that later again, but that's also one of the beauties that whether you are a beginner in energy healing, whether you are an advanced, whether you have an established practice, it really doesn't matter. Like I said, I had an established practice. I have an established practice before I actually learned Magdalene Reiki, and What Magdalene Reiki also does is that it talks to the three initiatory pathways that are, no matter what tradition you go to, like the Egyptians or the Hindu, the Buddhist, everybody will have these pathways that are sometimes also mirrored in the different temple landscapes. There is the pathway of that is called in the Magdalene tradition the Temple of the White Rose. So this is the flame of truth, and it basically like is the celestial current coming down your crown and then into your third eye, going all the way into your body. So this is all about truth, discernment, wisdom, and understanding. Then the second current is the temple of the red rose that comes up and can be described like as the Kundalini energy. So this is something that is in your body and it rises, which is a flame of eros, of passion, of sensuality, and also of embodiment. And what happens when these two come together, there is an alchemy, and that is the temple of the gold rose, which is, the flame of the high alchemy and transformation that is created in the heart center. So this is the three initiatory pathways that, Magdalene Reiki speaks to. I'm just going to pause and see if there is any other question. Okay, beautiful. So what I experienced for myself, but also the women that I have already attuned to Magdalene Reiki, it's really that living field of these ancient pathways that back then would go through all the mystery schools, and they were taught in the mystery schools of Isis, of Hathor, and even we know that Mary Magdalene and also Mother Mary and Anna, that they went to these temples themselves and they were initiates of these temples. So think of, they are part of the lineage of light, and they are holding all of these codes, not just as an understanding, but really as an embodiment. So how does this light body technology actually look like? We all probably know the story of Mother Mary birthing Yeshua as a virgin. And the concept that we are presented to mostly in a common narrative is very, very different to what you actually, when you study like in the temple traditions, and when you get in touch with this frequency and try to understand or come to an understanding of that light body technology, what we also begin to understand that she was a high initiate, she was a high priestess, and she was actually a high master of that alchemy of birthing light into form, into matter through parthenogenesis, which is honestly and quite literally a concept that is still available on the planet through bees, for example. But of course, we never think of that, or things such as telepathy or levitation. There is a beautiful mountain in the south of France that is called Saint-Baume, which is also said that Mary Magdalene had her last years there, where she ascended to, or where she was brought or supported to ascension with the help of the angels. And last year in May, I led a group there. And what I understood, this is a story, and this is a story that we like read and that we can understand with our mind. But when we walk the mountain, we actually understand with our body that levitation can be quite literally real, because it's a frequency, and it's an angelic frequency that we tune into. So all of these, let's say the light body teachings with the embodiment part of it. And I want to say that the more that I actually work with this frequency, I haven't reached the state of levitating myself, but I do it in my dreams all the time. And it's really possible. And it just amazes me all the time when we have women in the group experiences or in the attunements, and very viscerally have this experience of a new clair opening. I had a client, and she had also been a shamanic practitioner for many, many years. And for the first time with Magdalene Reiki, she was actually able to clear smell, and which I cannot. There's also certain, I guess, perceptions that open up or that you are more prone to, but it's just so mind bending and heart opening when there is a new layer of reality that is being unlocked. So I would love for us to go into a little activation so that we also have time for questions after. So right now I am inviting you to either just sit with your spine up straight, or you can also come into a lying position, whatever is most comfortable for you. And I'm inviting you to close your eyes. And again, slowing down your breath. Anchoring your breath all the way at the base of your coccyx, the base of your spine. And then breathing in from there. And you're going to be stepping into the rose reality as I count. Counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. Opening a beautiful frequency field of luminous colors, different color schemes, and iridescent rainbow fractals, prisms. Seeing the colors, but also feeling the colors. And you may want to just use your hands to allow the frequency to move you, to dance with your hands, and to play around with these prisms, and to play around with these rainbows and all the different colors that you can see. And then I am inviting you to bring your attention to your nose and taking note of what you can smell in this very moment, what is present, what's surrounding you in the room that you are, anything that is close to you. And then going a layer deeper, activating the dormant light codes in your DNA and also in the telomeres of your DNA strands, and just see and allow them to open, and take a few breaths into your nose and just widen your perception and see if there is any other smell, maybe from within your extended field, or maybe from even another lifetime, a memory that you're holding, the smell of a loved one, anything that holds information for you in the here and now, connecting you to a greater sense of reality, connecting you in with the rose line. And I'm really inviting you to drop your mind completely. And this is not about achieving anything or not about expectations and any aha moments or breakthroughs. It's really just being present with your body and present with your senses. Giving your body full permission, giving your senses and also your clear senses, your heightened state, full permission to gain access to these multidimensional levels of the reality that you're sitting in. And then putting out your hands, open your hands, the palms of your hands, activating the chakra points, feeling tingling or a sensation as the rose template becomes alive in the palms of your hands. And if you like, you can also move them around and just see, experience, explore your own energy field, your own rose reality. Explore if you can sense and feel the energy of other people, whether in the room or beyond, or sacred objects, or any things that are in the room. Any information that is coming through and being transmitted to you through the palms of your hands. Maybe opening and closing them a couple of times. And it doesn't have to make sense to you at the moment. Really just allowing these new ways of sensing energy coming into your reality, and then allowing the translation to happen later in divine sequencing and timing. And then you may want to place the hands on your heart or somewhere else on or over your body, bringing your attention and the point of focalization between your eyebrows. As your outer eyes have closed, envision and imagine a beautiful golden eyelid, your inner temple eye, your inner oracle that is opening wide, scanning your own body, scanning your field, and allow any images, any visuals, colors, sequences, memories to flood your oracle eye. And again, I am reminding you that you are the master of your own reality. You are the creatrix of this field of perception. So turning up or down the volume that you so choose. So make it comfortable for you. And then you are moving from your oracular center to your ears, sharpening the inner ears, tuning and attuning these little hairs inside as the tuning forks, seeing, sensing, and feeling any subtle vibration that is reaching your ear, being translated into different keys and different codings of the reality that you live in. Maybe tuning yourself into different spectrums of frequency of the angels, of the 5th dimension, the 6th dimension, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th dimension, 11th, and the 12th dimension. And then dropping this energy down into your solar plexus, or somewhere between your solar plexus and your womb space. Finding that spot within your body, maybe it's somewhere completely else, where that deep, deep inner knowing resides. Where things evolve that you just know. You just know them to be true. And find that spot, and then you may want to place one hand or both hands over that spot. And I want you to acknowledge that inner knowing, and I want you to make a promise that you trust that unconditionally and unapologetically, beyond any and every outer source. This is your authority. This is your Magdalene authority. Okay. taking a deep breath in as you bring all your 7 layers of becoming, all the 7 layers of your aura, 7, 6, 5, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, bringing them into the 0 point, into the culmination of the here and now, bringing all layers of the past, present, and future into the here and now. And so it is. Okay, drawing in a deep breath into your heart space as you become more aware of the field that you're in, the room that you're in. Bringing attention into your body as you slowly, slowly, and gently come back to the space. Okay, if you want to note anything down, your journal, then feel free to do so. And wherever you are in your day, I also encourage you to track and trace these senses and heightened status of perception, or maybe openings over the next couple of hours. Take them into your dream time. If there's anything very specific that you would like to work on, that you would like to establish or deepen, dream time is a beautiful space to work with these kind of energies, and also over the next couple of weeks. So Valeria says, so profound and expansive. Thank you. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I really love working with the Magdalene frequency, because I have honestly not come across anyone who has not had a visceral feeling of some sort right from the beginning. So it is definitely something specifically for us as women that we very easily attune, because the feminine, it's such a feminine frequency. And that is also a, well, first of all, I want to thank you for being in the space with me and for allowing me to guide you into that activation. And for, everybody who is feeling or felt something stir deep inside, then this is definitely also another sign that you are on the path, that you have probably been a Magdalene serpent healer in the past, and that you are stepping up into this path of leadership, because that's ultimately what it is. It's a leader, it's a steward, it's a doula for this new frequency that we are all here at this time to be birthing or to be holding on the planet. And so for everybody who wants to go deeper with this and experience that, I am starting to host the second cohort of a Magdalene Reiki certification. I do not let yourself be irritated by, as I said, it is an energy healing modality, but what it ultimately is really a new and opened, expanded layer of how we can perceive and also direct energy, and how we can really come home to that understanding that we are the energetic architects of our own personal reality, but also of the collective that we are moving towards too. And it's I really see it as my mission to bring as many women together as these stewards of the new earth. So how does that initiation into the Magdalene Healing Serpent path look like? We are starting on March 22nd, which is 22nd is the number of the Magdalene. So it's the Magdalene equinox. And we run in 7 temple gates all the way to May 7th. So the registration is open, and you can sign up until the 19th of March. There is 7 temple gate transmissions. You also receive a codex manual, because the first one comes with a manual. All of the other lines are more of like oral transmissions. You receive a certificate of the level 1 initiation into the Magdalene Reiki lineage. And there is a private Magdalene Sister Circle group that we hold. All the calls are live. They will also be recorded if you can't join them. But I am asking to be live for the attunement ceremony. You find all the dates, and for those. Lauren just put the link for specifically the people who are joining through New Earth One. You'll find it on there. Otherwise, you can also scan the code that you see on my background, and it guides you directly onto the site. There's a couple of bonuses that also come with that. So for those who are joining, I have a practitioner integration group that we'll do after, and also access to Magdalene Reiki Practitioner Network, and you receive your personal Magdalene Temple Initiation Kit. It's with different sacred objects from all over the Magdalene places that I have gathered, so they all carry the energy and help you to like ground and bring this energy into your homes. And then for this day, and anybody who feels called to register after the masterclass within the next 48 hours, I have another 2 specials. And this is a recorded Magdalene Starfire activation, so you can go back to that over and over again for your personal attunement. And it is also a personal one-on-one Starfire integration session with me, where we'll go into all the details, how you can specifically anchor that into whether you have a practice, whether you are an energy practitioner, facilitator, into your circles, or any other area of your life, may it be personal or also your work life. So this is the special bonuses only available for all of you who are here actually live in the masterclass, or if you're listening to the replay, and you can claim that within signing up of 48 hours. I thank you for being here and for feeling the call and hearing the call. And I would love to open it up for questions.
Wow. Well, that was really special. And again, this is such a beautiful opportunity for the leaders out there. Many people are doing Reiki, offering Reiki, and this is a next level of that. It's a beautiful way to incorporate it into your practice, your healing arts practice. And you do not have to know anything about Reiki. You could start brand new from scratch, right? That is wonderful. So, how long does it take for people to learn this? How fast can they get up and started in offering sessions when they learn this technique?
So usually, just as in any other Reiki, modality, it's 3 levels, and the first level that we are working with here is for self. However, I have to say, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I am, and specifically because I feel that Magdalene Reiki is all about, giving yourself permission and trusting your medicine, the medicine that you are holding already, and allowing that to flow. I mean, you don't have to ask a mother, how to cradle her child, and she doesn't need permission, because the love and the healing that flows from her heart into the child is just so pure. And that is technically the first level allows you to do it for yourself, and the second, like, then you step into the practitioner level. But my personal opinion is that even within level 1 already, and specifically also for people who are more, like, either have a practice or a modality that they attune, use it, weave it in right away. And even it's not only something for me that I use in my sessions, like I use it at the dinner table. I use it to co-create a coherent energy field in my home.
Yeah. See, that's how we can use this in practical ways. I love it. We have a question. Doug wants to know, is the training open to men?
Oh, thank you, Doug. That is so sweet. You were giving me a hard one. So I am so far, I am only working with women, but thank you for bringing up the question. I will definitely consider it. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay. Thank you for that, Doug.
You
Um,
know, I love that because it is so true. Like I am part of. I'm becoming an attuned Magdalene or ordained Magdalene priestess, and I'm in a training right now. And there is a couple of men in there as well. And I just find it so beautiful that it is also the men being called to this energy. So thank you for being here and thank you for bringing that up.
okay. Thank you. And you can certainly use it. I'm thinking that you're going to make it unisex here. Who knows? I don't know. Interesting, though. We'll wait and see for that. Okay. Well, again, I want to say that the uh, link to register is in the chat. It's also on the YouTube where you're watching this video. Look in the description box. And we want to make this available and make it easy for people to take part and to bring it into their life. So if you need a payment plan, that is available as well. See the links and you'll find a payment plan. Okay. Any other questions? Where are you
Uh,
located?
yes, I am just replying to Patty. So I myself am located in Switzerland. However, most of the sessions that I'm holding and also the training is going to be remote. So remote, the training is going to be a remote in terms of that we are going to be having calls. The Magdalene Starfire sessions or activations that I am giving to people, and I leave that a little bit up to the person sometimes, but I do them remotely in the sense of like that we really only energetically connect. So that is totally possible. But yeah, let's connect, and then we'll see how we can make that happen for you in the best way, so you can receive it.
All right. And I have another question. We'll get to that in just a moment because I have something to share on that. But we encourage people to check out this program with Julia. You can feel the frequency, and we're really excited about it. So go ahead and check it out and see if that's for you. Your heart knows if this is meant for you. All right. Thank you. Anything else to say about level one? No? Okay. So here's a question. Yesterday, when I was meditating, a sudden surge of deep sadness overcame me. I must have been picking up a frequency from somewhere else because at that moment I had no reason to be sad. Has anyone else been feeling this? Could it be a product of the world situation? I don't even want to say some of those words. Julia, I know you've got something to say on this, but I'm going to take this opportunity as well to say this because
You go right ahead.
we are being tested, beautiful hearts. We are being tested beyond being tested. Talk about a psyops that's going on. I know, and so it's meant to jar us. It's meant to take us away from this column of light that we are. It's meant to take us away from our essence. It's meant to distract us. It's meant to divide us. It's meant for us to take sides. We need to be the bridge builders. We need to step back. I know. And so I went through this as well, beautiful person who wrote this. I went through it too, and something inside me said, how can we go on continuing going on and blah, blah, blah? How can we do it like nothing is happening? And then I heard that small, still voice inside of us, stay anchored to the light. And as you were saying, Julia, when you began this, it's not so much about doing. Many of us are feeling that call, I got to do something. It's about being. And so this is our test. Can we be this love in the face of everything? Oh my God, that sounds so trite. We've been saying it for decades now. But can we be the love? Can we focus on our reality, which is right here in front of us? Can we step into our power in forcing or being supported in offering our services of love to the world? this is really what's important right now. And so you may have been picking up those feelings. If you don't have a reason to be sad, you're feeling it. You're an empath. So those are my 2 cents, and we're all feeling it. Okay, Julia, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Amen.
It's
Thanks for
heavy.
taking that one.
It's heavy. It's very
Yeah.
heavy, you guys. And I was just talking with someone this morning about it as well. And we give our power away when we take sides. And if something boils our blood, that's something to look at as a program. And so we clear it. All right. Good
Yeah.
on this, everyone. I know you got this. I know you can do it. Yes,
Maybe
massive
there is
weight.
something there when you just said that there is something that wants to come through because I feel that Sakmat wants to be named. Because there's a lot about sacred rage right now, and there is this um, in Egyptian mythology, like the goddess Sekhmet, she's a lioness goddess, and she is a little bit bloodthirsty, but what she actually is, she is the advocate of Ma'at, of divine balance, order, and truth. And so when we see things that are happening right now that we don't agree with, and we feel them. This is what I was speaking into earlier also about like we are not separate, and it's what Lauren said about the taking sides. I feel this is very true, and also what is very true is that we can't and we shouldn't push away emotions that are coming up, but just like let them run through without the programs behind, and then just see how you can turn that fuel into something that like brings forward creation and sacred activism.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? To be honest, to be perfectly honest, I almost canceled a trip because of it. And then again, that still small voice, I'm going to cry, said, oh, hell no. Hell no. You go because your heart wants this. So we do not stop. We do not stop. We do not change plans. We stay in our power and we do not go into fear. Choose love. We choose love in every situation. We're here as the love generation, right?
Yeah, we
So
are.
I feel all of you. I do. I feel the pain. I feel it. There's so much. And so, remember, our reality is right here in front of us. We can control this reality. So we share, like right now, all of you are in our little reality bubble. And Julie and I are in our little reality bubbles. But when this webinar ends, we're all going to be in our own little reality bubbles. Hopefully, the love that we've brought through our heart goes and radiates out to our world. That's how we shift our world, our one reality bubble at a time. So
I,
be immaculate with your energy and your attention and intention. Go ahead,
and
Julia,
intention.
please.
No, I want to add something because a couple of days ago I received a profound message from my guides that like was very personal for me, but I feel it's appropriate to share it here as well because I'm navigating a personal situation right now where it's like devastating. Like it's the tower, everything's crumbling, like everything. There's no peace in my life right now that is stable, like
You
none.
know what? Likewise, likewise. Let's hear it in the chat. How many, you know what? It's a shift. How many, to be honest, I almost turned out the lights and threw in the towel, but I didn't. My heart's like, go, girl, you got this. How many people are feeling this? How many people are feeling like edginess? Go ahead. Yeah. Julia, please continue.
And
So sorry.
no, it's all good. Oh, I'm just wondering if there's like people coming on in the chat saying, yeah, me. But anyway, so and also like the way how my husband and I are navigating our situation is very different. Just also because the way how the masculine is wired, and then of course like he has his own programming and reality, and I have mine, and this causes friction, which in our situation is an additional layer of tension. And so I sat down with my guides and I was like, okay, like this is no longer working because we are like truly destabilizing here. And I know that like I have to play my role and I have to play my part, but it's not possible for me, like plugging into, that consciousness all the time. And what they said was like really clear, is like, no, you cannot. And that's not what you're supposed to do. Like, you play in your reality, and only in your reality. What does that mean? So very literally, and I'm going to share that with you in all honesty right now. For me, it looks like potentially taking on a job, because I come from a corporate background, to bring in money and to be a little more stable. And the way that it looks like for me, is not in an old way of like, oh, I need to go back, but it's like, okay, how can this reality look like fully aligned, like fully in my truth, that I can be myself, believing, like fully believing that that reality exists. And this is the only way how I can play, and how I can access that scenario, not in the scenario that anybody else is like putting and imposing onto me. So whatever this is for you, and just translating that into your situation and reality, like play in your reality and in your level of perception. That is super important.
And our comments in the Zoom chat are confirming other people are definitely feeling it. Definitely. All right. Well, I love what you shared there. And again, this is the importance. We control our reality. We command our reality. So just keep it up and be careful of where we do put our attention. Again, as a trained journalist, I was trained to pick up the newspaper and read it cover to cover. I've been doing that for decades, but now I'm no longer doing it. I can see right through it. I still peek at it. Addiction, need to overcome that addiction to the drip. But the way it makes me feel is what I'm noticing. And so that is our immaculate responsibility, to watch our energy like that. So stay in love, choose love, beautiful hearts. And then we do the work like this, and we share our love with the planet, and we change the energy field like you know how to do, Julia. We change it in our home, and we use these frequencies for why we came and incarnated on this planet. All right. Oh, there's so much going on. Those eclipses, we did pass through the eclipse window, and there's Mercury in retrograde, and there's so many planets moving into signs. And suddenly you go look at your astrological chart and all of it, and you can see so much is happening. But the good news is new earth frequencies are really, truly anchoring now. They are anchoring now as of February 21st. They are really here. And so we have this year to get through, and then another year of 2027, and we'll be even further anchored in those new earth frequencies. So hold tight and stay with us, everyone. It's going to be better. But this test is love or fear, and where we put our attention. All right, enough of that. Let's go, and we're going to wrap up our call today. Again, I want to invite everyone to check out that link for the course and register, get signed up. As soon as you do, you'll get those bonuses that Julia mentioned, and you'll be in the container already. You'll already start to see those frequencies. I wanted to say, uh, that I had this dream just last night. We were already in the energies. And I usually have the dream of, okay, so I can have flying dreams, but then they morph into bouncing, jumping, and then flying. Those jumping
Mm.
dreams are great. But last night, my dog, who's on the other side, Cooper, he's been gone for 10 years now, he was in the dream, and then I was harnessed to him as we were jumping and flying. So he was actually I just thought that was wild with what you were sharing today as well about levitating and stuff in the dream space, because this happening in the dream space is like, wow, it's where our consciousness is. So I just thought
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. Yeah, cool,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Let's see. I'm wondering why okay, this is interesting. Well, maybe Doug, if Doug is still with us. Yeah, Doug is still with us. I'm the user says, I am wondering why a man wants to get involved when it's a clear path for woman. It feels ah um let's see. I think it's okay. I don't know, Doug, share with us more. Because we have, let's talk about this. We have masculine and feminine energies within us. So what are your thoughts on that, Julia? What do you think?
So, I mean, I can just share for myself because honestly, also for the sacred travel experiences that I'm hosting, I've received a lot of inquiries from men. For me personally, where I am at my journey right now, and because I'm a woman and because I am walking the path of the divine feminine, I feel more comfortable in a circle of women. I know there is beautiful teachers and beautiful guides and facilitators for men as well. That's why at that point in time, I would happily refer you to somebody else that I think would be a better person to learn from or be guided with than myself. But this is also just a personal preference. I'm not saying that I will never do that. On the other hand, I feel we really have to embrace both and. Um, there's a short moment that maybe I can share very briefly. On this last trip that I did in Egypt in December, we were supposed to go into the Great Pyramid on a private visit, and it was only women. And there was the owner actually of the company that I was traveling with, and I didn't know him. I had never met him, had never contacted him. But he was there and he presented himself as to like wanting to go into the Great Pyramid with me. And at first, I was like super hesitant because I was like, I don't know this person. Like, what is he doing here? Like, all of these things that are playing in your head. And of course, I had a group with me, so I was also responsible for their reactions. And I'm like, okay, this is a women's trip. So what are we doing here? But then again, like I tuned into the higher truth of what needed to happen. And I put my ego aside and I was like, okay, this is what you think and what you had planned for what's going to happen. So here's what's actually happening. And with everything, not just when we go on sacred trips, but with everything, like presence and tuning into the field that it's presenting itself is everything, because that's where the real magic of what you are supposed to be getting and what's supposed to be unfolding in the moment. And so it's like you become gods or the universe's tuning fork of like, okay, this is where I thought I was going to be. So universe, like use me as the vessel, like what needs to happen. And when we allow that, there's just a whole, yeah, like next level that's unfolding.
Beautiful. I am so grateful for that and the work that you do and the people who are interested in it as well because it's really powerful. All right, cool. Thank you, everyone. Julia, this has been wonderful. Let's check the chat one more time. Okay, Doug says he feels energy very strongly. He explores all vibrations. Doug, I wonder if you know Reiki as well. There's lots of practitioners. That's a great way to start. All right. Let's see. I felt it, and Doug says, I felt an ache in my heart toward the end of the activation, not knowing exactly what that meant. I wanted to investigate it further. Okay. Maybe that was the message, he says. Maybe that because you don't work with men, maybe that was the message that was coming through. All right, Doug, do not, there are other. And Doug, send Julia a message. She dropped her note to you. Actually, you sent it to the hosts and panelists. Let's send that. Can you copy and
Oh,
paste?
oh, how to,
Here, I'll
okay.
do it for everyone. There. Doug, there it is. I just
Okay,
dropped
thank you.
Julia's email.
Thank you.
Go ahead and talk
Perfect.
with her because you never know. You never know. Okay. Ah, okay. Yes, Doug. All right. You are a healer. You are it. All right. Cool. As we say goodbye, Julia, I want to give you a moment to close this sacred circle. Thank you.
Thank you. So if you want to close your eyes with me again for a moment, and we are releasing all the energies, the guides and guardians that we called in. We are giving great, great gratitude to the Big Mother and to all the Magdalene guides, to all the dragons and sacred sites in the medicine of the earth that held us in this container. And may you unplug your umbilical cord from the very beginning and draw all the energetic lines back into your body, coming into your very own field right now, bringing all of the strings back into your body as to stay sovereign in your energetic field, and giving also thanks to each and every one of you, feeling the amplification in the circle and in the rose frequency. And if you choose, you may send some of the accumulated energy into a situation in the future, a known one or an unknown one, as an energetic deposit for you to draw upon when you feel that your body, your mental body, your emotional body, or your spirits may need that. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you everyone for joining us. We feel your light, we feel your love, and we love you. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks
Namaste.
everyone for joining.
Bye-bye. Namaste. See you later. Bye.